Natujama and you're watching Hornbill TV's Prime at 9. Now news in details. Minister for Planning and Parliamentary Affairs and Nagaland Government spokesperson today informed that the United Democratic Alliance government has resolved to unanimously extend its support to the Bharatiya Janata Party-led National Democratic Alliance's presidential candidate Draupadi Murmu for the upcoming election scheduled to be held on July 18. Krono said Murmu has intentions of looking into the matters of the tribals of India if she wins the election.
This is a very important program where all of you already know that she is the presidential nominee of the BJP-led NDA government. So, as Nagaland is a UDA government under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable CM Rio Sahab, so we had already decided, and it was a very welcome from the leaders of our state also, including the Honorable Chief Minister. He led it from the front, UDA Chairman Tia Jilang, and also our Deputy CM, including the NPF leaders. So they have been very kind enough to completely, consensuously support Draupadi Murmuji's candidature to be the next president of this great country.
And now the only lady from the tribal community to become the president of India, the highest post. I think we're proud and we should all support her also. And from Nagaland, we're unanimous and we will be all supporting her. So that message was given to her by Honorable Chief Minister, and then UDA Chairman, Deputy CM also, because we're running an opposition-less government. Of course, not that a party-less government, but every party also have expressed, including the MPF representative also came and then has given their assurance. This Pratima Ji, she is a Minister of State, and then others, one MP, Dr. Roy, and this Mr. Prata, the spokesperson, national spokesperson also. He happened to brief us about the technical voting matters.
Draupadi Murmu visited Nagaland today to seek support from the state government for the upcoming presidential election. Murmu arrived at Dimapur airport at around 5 p.m. and headed to Niathu Resort in Chumukedima, where she had a closed-door meeting with Chief Minister Nipurio and legislators. Later, Murmu held meeting with state ministers and advisors led by Chief Minister Nipurio and state BJP leaders. After the meeting, Murmu left for Guwahati. The presidential election has been scheduled for July 18. Murmu will face off against the opposition candidate Yashwant Sinha for the post of president. If Murmu is elected, she would become the first tribal president of India and the second woman president. Hikali Achumi has been declared as the Silver Crown Misumi 2022, while Linovi P. Kiba and Niloli Wotsa emerged as first and second runners-up, respectively. Achumi walked home with the cash prize of Rs 50,000, while Kiba and Wotsa received Rs 30,000 and Rs 15,000, respectively. It may be mentioned that Misumi, which is held annually, has completed 25 years. This year's event was organized by the Sumi Totimi Hoho under the theme Ado Hito Kyolo Sulimi on June 5 at the town hall in Zeniboto.
I will carry this crown with utmost dignity because I know it's not only a title, precious title, but it comes with great responsibility. And I will love every bit of what I will be doing. Our former Miss Sumi, Miss Lika, she has done so much for the society. So I want to continue and work for the society, and I will want to get this very thought of mine to illuminate as many lives as possible. Thank you very much.
Misumi subtitle holders were Miss Rampuak, Vinivi B. Aye, Miss Beautiful Smile, Likivi N. Awumi, Miss Congeniality, Lika A. Jimo, Miss Queen of Hearts, Kiholi Kiho, Miss Fluent Sutsa, Ilino K. Jimo, Miss Beautiful Skin, Vinivi Aye, Best Rampuak, Likivi Yepto, and Miss Photogenic, Bonotoli Chishi. The event features guest artists include Alobo Naga, Kihika Chumi, famed Steppers Crew, Ashito Awumi, and P.K. Toli. The Silver Crown Miss Sumi 2022 was graced by K.T. Sukalu, Advisor School Education at SCERT. The Union Health Ministry on Wednesday reduced the gap between second COVID vaccine dose and precaution dose from 9 months to 6 months for all adults. It said that changes have been made in the CoWIN platform accordingly. Eligible beneficiaries between 18 and 59 years of age can get themselves vaccinated at private vaccination centers. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan on Wednesday wrote to all states informing about the development. For beneficiaries aged 60 years and above, as well as the healthcare workers and frontline workers, precaution dose would be administered after completion of 6 months or 26 weeks from the date of administering of second dose of government CVCs free of charge according to the Health Ministry order. Corresponding changes have been made in the CoWIN system to facilitate, the ministry said. Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi and RCP Singh resigned as union ministers on Wednesday, a day ahead of the expiry of their Rajya Sabha terms. According to reports, the union ministers submitted their resignation letters to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Earlier in the day, Modi had lauded both Naqvi and Singh during the cabinet meeting for their contribution to the country during the tenure, in an apparent suggestion of it being their final cabinet meeting. A PTR report citing sources said, with the term as Rajya Sabha MP set to end on Thursday, both ministers submitted their resignations to fulfill the constitutional obligations as they will cease to be parliamentarian from Friday. Naqvi, a senior BJP leader, is also the deputy leader of the Rajya Sabha. Singh is a minister in the Modi cabinet from the JDU quota. According to reports, Singh may join the Bharatiya Janata Party in 3 to 4 months as spokesman for the party said, even as he denied claims that the Nitish Kumar-led Janata Dal United attended its national executive meeting in Hyderabad over the weekend. Ailing Rashtriya Janata Dal leader and former Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav will be airlifted to New Delhi's All India Institute of Medical Sciences on Wednesday evening. People aware of the matter said even as his condition was stable. Bihar Health Minister Mangal Pandey, who visited Yadav in the Patna hospital along with Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, said doctors have said that RJD leader is stable. The family and the hospital management will decide if he should be taken to Delhi for better medical facilities and treatment. Yadav was hospitalized in Patna on July 4 after he suffered a fracture to his right shoulder and back after a fall on the stairs at his residence. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday phoned his son Tejasvi Yadav to inquire about the RJD chief's health. The RJD chief was admitted to AIIMS in Delhi earlier this year. He was jailed in December 2017 after his conviction in a corruption case. The Jharkhand High Court on April 22nd granted the RJD chief bail. He was in Delhi after his release and returned to Patna on May 25th. An FIR has been registered against Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra in Bhopal for her controversial comments on goddess Kali at a media event. The case has been registered under Section 295A of the IPC for hurting religious sentiments. Taking part in the India Today conclave, Moitra had on Tuesday said that goddess Kali to her is a meat-eating, alcohol-accepting goddess. Following her comments, TMC distanced itself from the MP, saying her views were personal. The comments came amid the ongoing controversy over the poster of a documentary film by Leena Manimikalai, where a woman has been shown in the costume of Goddess Kali smoking a cigarette in the background of the upright flag. As the poster triggered a massive backlash, 2 FIRs against the director in Delhi, UP and several complaints in Bihar were lodged. Meanwhile, Toronto's Aga Khan Museum and Toronto Metropolitan University both issued apologies after the issue was taken up by the Indian High Commission with the Canada authorities. Amid the ongoing row over Goddess Kali, Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra has unfollowed her party on Twitter, while the BJP went hammer and tongs against Moitra and wondered if it was the official stand of West Bengal's ruling party to insult Hindu gods and goddesses. The TMC distanced itself from the comment and condemned it. Moitra had on Tuesday kicked up controversy at an event by saying that she had every right as an individual to imagine Goddess Kali as a meat-eating and alcohol-accepting goddess, as each person had his or her unique way of worshipping deities. The TMC MP was asked for her response to the latest outrage over a film poster that showed a woman dressed as Goddess Kali smoking a cigarette and holding a pride flag. The Bengal BJP leadership too sought the arrest of Moitra for allegedly hurting the religious sentiments of Hindus with her controversial remarks on Goddess Kali. The party said it would move to court alleging police inaction if no measure was initiated against her in 10 days. However, getting back at the party, Moitra tweeted, "Bring it on, BJP. I am a Kali worshipper. I am not afraid of anything, not your ignoramuses, not your goons, not your police, and most certainly not your trolls. Truth does not need backup forces," she said. After back-to-back incidents of aircraft malfunction, the Director General of Civil Aviation has issued show cause notice to the airline. In a tweet, Aviation Minister Joyteda Skinda said, "Passenger safety is paramount. Even the smallest error hindering safety will be thoroughly investigated and course corrected." While issuing the show cause notice, the Aviation Ministry said, in light of the recent incidences of technical malfunction with regard to at the rate of Spicejet flights in the last 18 days, the DGCA India has issued a show cause notice to the air carrier. Spicejet has failed to establish safe, efficient and reliable air services under the terms of Rule 124 and Schedule 11 of the Aircraft Rules 1937. The notice issued by the Director General of Civil Aviation stated, "The review of incidents transpires that poor internal safety oversight and inadequate maintenance actions, as most other incidents were related to either component failure or system-related failures, have resulted in degradation of the safety margins," it added. The DGCA has given the airline 3 weeks to respond to the notice. The National Democratic Alliance candidate for presidential election, Draupadi Murmu, visited Manipur on Tuesday evening and left Imphal for Guwahati on a chartered flight after campaigning for the election scheduled for July 18. Draupadi arrived at Imphal Airport at 6:49 p.m. accompanied by Union Ayush Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, Chief Minister N. Biren and top functionaries of the state BJP led by President A. Shada Devi welcomed Draupadi at the airport amid performance by cultural troops of different tribal communities. Later, a formal reception function was held at Hotel Imphal attended by Chief Minister Biren, Union Ministers Sonowal, R.K. Ranjan and Pratima Bhomik, MPs Leshempa Sana Jauba, and after the reception program, Murmu held a closed-door meeting at Shanghai Hall of Hotel Imphal. Though what exactly was discussed could not be ascertained, sources informed that the meeting unanimously resolved to extend support to the NDA candidate.
महिलाओं ने वहाँ पे एक साथ जोड़ के डिसीजन लिया और फेस किया और 1939 में नुपीलान जो जाना जाता है महिलाओं ने फाइट किया है ब्रिटिश के साथ तो मैं ज़्यादा समय न लेते हुए मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि हमारी ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने भारत की महिलाओं को इतना एम्पावर्ड किया और एसटी के और एससी के बहुत काम उन्होंने किया है और हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए भी स्पेशली एक अलग से लॉन्ग विजन के साथ काम किया है। इसलिए हमारी सभी मणिपुर के और नॉर्थ ईस्ट के प्रजा नरेंद्र मोदी जी को बहुत ऑनर करते हैं। और मैं लास्टली ये आप हमारी द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी के लिए आप सब ने जो आने वाली इलेक्शन जो है 18 को इलेक्शन जो होंगे उसी दिन में आप सब हमारी कैंडिडेट को बहुत बड़ी वोट से।
Assam and Meghalaya recorded the highest June rainfall in 121 years with 858.1 millimeter, breaking the earlier record of 789.5 millimeter recorded in 1966. But rainfall over Kerala and Mahe were the fourth lowest since 1901, recording only 308.7 millimeter. Climate summary for June prepared by India Meteorological Department, Pune, said the report also estimated that over 313 persons died, 72 persons were injured, 50 were missing, and over 72,000 livestock perished due to heavy rainfall and lightning in the first month of monsoon. Out of these, 191 persons died, 8 persons injured, 50 persons went missing, and 72,672 livestock perished due to landslides, heavy rains, and flooding. The average maximum and minimum and mean temperature for the country as a whole during June 2022 were 34.12 degrees Celsius, 25.06 degrees Celsius, and 29.59 degrees Celsius, respectively, against a normal of 33.73 degrees Celsius, 24.76 degrees Celsius, and 29.25 degrees Celsius, based on the period of 1981 to 2010. Iseva Kendra, a one-stop center to give hassle-free services to litigants, was formally inaugurated today at the Guwahati High Court Kohima bench in Kohima by Justice Rashmi Manhar Bhai Chaya, the Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court of Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, and Arunachal Pradesh.
To the inauguration of Seva Kendra facility, this service is available for litigants, lawyers, and the public. In the Iseva Kendra, we have numerous services which we are providing to the public, especially handling inquiries about case status, next date of hearing, and other details regarding the case, and including the daily cost list, what are the case listed and all you can get through this facility. Apart from that, we have facilities for online application of e-certified copies and facilitating of e-filing of petition. The litigants and the lawyers, they can sit at home and use the facility of filing a case from their home. However, as of now, this is still under process. It will be available very soon. And we have online purchase of e-stamp papers and e-payment facilities there. We also help in applying and obtaining Aadhaar-based digital signatures. And as of now, we already have mobile app for e-courts, which is available for download in Android and iOS store. Apart from that, we will be soon facilitating booking of e-mukalat appointment for meeting of relatives in jails. Traffic challenge in virtual courts, which will be online. The compounding of traffic challenge and other petty offence will be sent to the offender, and if they want to contest, then the case will be filed. Otherwise, they will have to pay the fine, and there the matter ends. We also will be providing video conferencing facilities. This Seva Kendra will not only be utilized for providing services, but we will be integrating help desk counter, wherein the litigants and the lawyers they can participate in the court hearing using specific facility.
The Iseva Kendra seeks to enable litigants, lawyers and the public to obtain information with respect to case status and to obtain copies of judgments and orders in a paperless format. This will extend assistance in e-filing cases and guide people on how to avail free legal services. The development is considered a significant step for the common man and his right to access to justice. The Seva Kendra will provide various facilities to the public on legal matters. One can visit websites for queries. Shamator Noklak Battalion Assam Rifle organized a free medical checkup and camp at International Trade Center, Dan Village, Noklak District on 6 July 2022. ITC Dan is the last Indian village along the Indo-Myanmar border and a major entry and exit gate for local population under Free Movement Regime Agreement, which allows free move of individuals living up to 16 kilometers of both sides of the border. The free medical camp was organized to screen the sick, including citizens of some Myanmar villages, namely Ponyo, Salwao and Kimpu. Villages including women, children suffering from various ailments like respiratory tract infections, dysentery, fungal infection, skin infection, ENT infections, lower back and far-flung villages came for diagnosis and medicines. Besides medical checkup and treatment, Dr. H.R. Prasad, SMO 14 Assam Rifle spread awareness on scrub typhus and various common diseases prevalent in the region. Kop Gao Bura of ITC Dan Village, Ichum Village Council Chairman Ponyo Village, Myanmar expressed heartfelt gratitude to 14 Assam Rifles for the services.
Indiana in common Kumunga, Kopti, Malita, Mutana has a Kuno, Hala Mononka.
यहाँ इंडिया आर्मी फुटेने आगे हम लोग महिमा टीवी पब्लिक पूरा खींचेंगे तो वह इतना हेल्प किया बहुत खुश हो रहा है
No te cono Yamano Mutana no Loki $1 Ghana ही आया हाजिर
आप लोग कब तक रहेगा ऐसा ही हेल्प कर देगा बहुत धन्यवाद
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.